It's just me. Sorry. That's what you have to deal with. I'm trying to. What's it doing? Trying to present like Sanjay C. Like, here comes Sanjay C.
What's up, everybody? All right, we're live already.
We are. Oh my god.
All right.
It's
So
crazy.
this is a live Q&A, so you can start asking questions in the chat.
So if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at your messages and trying to get questions or just say hi. Hello, hello, hello. Everyone says hello to you.
Hey, everybody. Hey, where's everybody from? Put it in the chat. I'm interested to know. And by the way, we started this live Q&A early on Sunday morning. Well, it's early Sunday morning for us, but because we want everybody to have a chance to get on because you guys are in different time zones. So this is by request of some of you viewers. So what do we got so far?
We've got hi, hola. There's a lot of messages coming in really, really fast. So bear with me.
You know, we also got a bunch of questions on Instagram, on my stories on Instagram.
So I have to multitask?
Yeah, you're gonna have to flip between this and
that.
that.
I need like 5 iPhones to go through each one.
But I do remember a couple of questions, actually. There were a couple of questions on marketing your music on my Instagram story. So I've got something really special planned for you all coming soon. I haven't set the date yet, but it's going to be kind of like a Q&A live interview. I don't know if it's going to be live. We'll see if it's live or not. But it'll be an interview with somebody who specializes in marketing and branding. So that's going to be really exciting and it's coming soon. I'll let you know more about it once we get a little closer, but I'll be able to answer a lot of those questions and not just with my answers, but from an expert in the field too. So who we got?
Oh, we've got a lot of people. Can I just like quickly just do a scan through? And if I miss you, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna, there's like, I don't know, like so many messages. Like I feel like hundreds so far.
Kid Tech, we've got Apollo, Haywood, we've
Max,
got
Prithviraj.
Gawa. Hey, Gawa is on. Gawa made a free sample pack based on Sanjay's Roads. You should check it out. It was in, I think it was in last week's news report or the week before. Check it out. Thank you, Gawa, for doing that. He actually made it free for everybody.
Stazik, Guten Tag. Did I say that right? Yee, Max. I make those sounds a lot. Techie Boy, hello. Sarkhan, Arjita, Prithviraj, Gyro, Jovi, James, Mikhail.
Daniel, Victor, Gaurang, love from India. Thanks, love to India. Jaipur.
Yeah, you probably want him to say your name instead of me.
No, that's cool. Let's go through. Who else? Where else are people? Slovakia. Wow. Italy.
Oh, I love Italy. I did study abroad in Italy for a little bit, so that was fun.
Well, I see a question there. Would you listen to my music? Of course. Leave your music. Leave a link to your music in comments in any one of my videos, and yeah, I'll check it out. I try my best to get to those too.
And also in the hashtag Sanjay C News because it's easier to find it there. We get a lot of messages that Instagram just like deletes after a while, and it's hard to get to it. So I would say at least hashtag Sanjay C News. So
hey, it looks like we're not centered. Should we move that way?
I'm centered. Here, why don't you come closer to me? You know you like it.
All right, that's better.
Okay.
It's a little better.
All right. Nepal, India, Slovakia. Let's see. England, Houston, Belgium, Germany, Dubai. We did skydive in Dubai. It was awesome. I mean, I thought I was going to die at first, but you should go look at those videos.
Oh yeah, Dubai's awesome.
Greece.
Hey, somebody asked a question, will I do a video on how to set up a music studio? I've done a video on how to set up a music studio.
Check it out here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll put a link up there. Yeah, you can check that video out. And if you're trying to figure out how to connect everything, because one of the most comments I got from that original video on how to get the right gear was once you have the right gear, how do you put it all together? So I created a video on how to connect all your home studio equipment. So you'll find that on my channel too.
There you go. France, je t'aime. That's the only language I know. Germany, Nepal, Scotland.
Singapore.
Jersey.
Oh, Germany, but in Singapore.
Has anyone ever been that enthusiastic about Jersey? All right, say my name. Who is this? Oh, it just went down.
You got to
The
scroll
chat
back.
keeps skipping, so hold on, bear with me.
All right, let's get to some of these questions. Discord, I keep getting questions on opening a Discord. I know I need to get to that. I've been so busy with a lot of stuff. And as you guys know, I have a 9 to 5 job too. So I try to get to all these things. I really want to start that Discord server so we can chat more. But I'll let you know as soon as I do.
All right. Hey, Sanjay, is an audio interface required if
you're only recording MIDI?
Yeah.
No, you don't need an audio interface if you're only recording MIDI. Just do with what you have. If you're making music and you're making the music you love with what you've already got, you don't need more gear. But I love gear myself, and I love improving what I've got. But if you're making the music and it sounds good the way you're making it already, don't worry about the extra gear.
How do I get it to stop like skipping?
I don't know.
Like before, it was staying where I had it. Oh my god.
Well, let's just get to some of the questions
Okay.
anyway. Whatever you catch. So, and also, if you have an audio interface, what it's going to allow you to do is record external sounds. That's the biggest thing an audio interface does. So, if you need to record vocals, get an audio interface. If you have like an external synth, get an audio interface, or a guitar, of course, a guitar too. What do we got?
You know, I'm trying to read the question and then it keeps skipping.
Okay,
So by the time I read it, do you want to? He's a faster reader than I am. I'm
Turkey,
sorry.
merhaba. Okay, when will you do? Okay, I already saw that. Are you asking that multiple times? Do I know a bit of Hindi? I know very, very little. Very too little to actually speak. I just embarrass myself.
मगर मुझे पता है हिंदी में कैसे बात करना. So I'm his translator. I'm also Gujarati, so.
Which are the best budget monitors? I love this question. Now I'm actually creating a video about budget monitors and comparing a bunch of the most popular ones out there. But for now, my favorites that I've already tried and I've used for a long time are the PreSonus Aris 4.5s. They are $200 for a pair, which is super budget. And they're really, really good for mixing. I love mixing on those. You know, I have the much bigger and much more expensive Barefoot Footprint 01s here, but sometimes I actually miss my PreSonus Aris 4.5s. Those are small speakers, but they're just so good.
Oh, okay, sorry. Unstoppable Rehan. By the way, we watched your studio video yesterday. Like we actually sat down and watched it together. Great job.
Good job with your videos.
You're a great like announcer too. Do you edit your own videos?
Yes, I do. Editing is not my favorite thing to do at all, and it takes a long time to do it. But I do edit all my own videos. I don't know how long I'll be able to continue doing that myself because it takes the most time out of anything. I'd rather spend that time making music. But yeah, I use Final Cut Pro, and I don't know, nothing else special really. People always ask me like what video gear I use, what I use to edit. The video gear I use is a Panasonic Lumix GH5, and I also have a G85, which is a more budget-friendly version of the same camera. And the most important part of my camera setup is the lens, which is a 20 millimeter 1.7 lens, and that makes everything look really nice.
Okay, we've got South Africa in the house. We've got Poland.
Nice.
We've got so many places. All right. Another question. Everyone wants to know if you'll ever bring a subscriber to do something with you.
Hey, I actually
Am I
did
putting
one
him on the
time.
spot?
I would love to do that. In fact, I'd love to organize a subscriber meetup one of these days. Maybe in one of the big cities. I don't know. Maybe when I visit India too. But I've had a subscriber here in my studio before. It was this little kid that told his mom that he really wanted to meet me. She was here and she kind of knew how to get in touch with me. She did, and I think he's 14 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, he was 14 years
No,
old when you
12 at that point.
Oh, 12. Okay. So yeah, he came by and it was really special. I'd love to
It
have
was really, really nice because it was like, did you say where they're from? Sorry, I'm reading this.
no.
So they're from, well, a different country, and they were visiting their family members here, and somehow, some way, they connected, and we actually invited them here. And the moment he came in, it was so special because he was like, and I'm laughing because I'm like, it was just Sanjay, like it's just him. And once he came up and saw the studio, he just went nuts. It was just like, I loved it. It felt so good. And the
Okay.
family was so nice. They were so sweet. And he is so talented. So talented. He just got onto the piano like on the roads, right? That was the first thing he just started going off like classically.
Can you
Is
teach
that
us?
how they do
Okay,
it?
let's go. No, we were right at the top, so we got to go down here. Is it necessary to have audio interface for mixing on headphones? No, not at all. You can plug your headphones directly into your computer if you want, and you can mix that way. Um, should I buy the JBL 104s if you're on a low budget? Yes, I've actually reviewed the JBL 104s and they're really decent. You're not going to get a lot of low end on them, but that's something you have to deal with when you're using budget studio monitors. But I do like them. I actually mixed a song with them and posted that song on my review so you can actually listen to what it sounds like mixing on those. They're pretty good and they're really good price too.
Did you answer this question yet?
Yeah.
I'm trying to listen. I'm
Can
pretty useless right now.
can I beatbox? No, I can't beatbox.
Oh, I can beatbox. Want me to
Okay, you
go?
beatbox.
Okay, no. I
Go
mean, I
ahead.
can beatbox. No, but I do it just for fun. And I'm like cartoony. I'm a comedian, so it's more like comedic music.
Do you have an audio interface suggestion for drummers? The thing with drummers is if you want to mic multiple, we're getting the sun on our face here. Let's move forward just a little bit.
I'm short enough.
No, we'll move back.
Do you want to switch?
No, let's go back. That's a little better. Move back a little. Okay, no, keep that where it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So for drummers, right? An audio interface for drummers, the issue with drummers is if you want to have multiple mics in different positions, then you need multiple inputs, right? For all those different microphones. So you need an audio interface with lots of inputs. And once you start getting an audio interface with more than 2 or 4 inputs, they start getting really expensive. So an alternative is to get a cheap mixer where you can input a lot of mics and then route the output of that mixer to the input to a stereo input on an audio interface, and you can record that way.
Okay. Have you ever played with a live drummer, and how was it?
Um, I don't think I ever have. No, I haven't. I've had bands before, but we never had a live drummer.
I can bash some pots and pans.
We can maybe try it here.
Okay. How do you keep yourself not overwhelmed by oceans of plugins and sounds?
Oceans of plugins and sounds. That's a really good question because I have a lot of plugins. Companies send me a lot of plugins to try out, but yeah, what I usually do is I pick some of my favorites and I focus on that. So I'm not always trying to say, well, let me try this plugin now and that one. I think of, okay, let's focus this. Maybe I'll do something like I haven't used Omnisphere in a long time, so I'm going to choose several instruments from Omnisphere for this song and just focus on that. I don't always try to say, let me throw this in and throw that in and throw that in. Just try to focus on one thing at a time. Because then you learn that one thing too. If you just load one plugin and a preset and then move on to something else, then you don't give yourself a chance to really learn your plugins well.
Okay, I like this question because I feel like I can answer it. How much can an amateur or unestablished musician earn in a month? But do you want to go?
That's a really difficult question because if you're totally amateur and you haven't and you're just releasing some music, unless you've got a hit on your hands and you market it well, you're not going to get a lot of plays right away. So I think it's more important to get music out there and keep releasing more music and slowly build that audience. I mean, that's what most of us have to deal with. And I would say use a lot of your time for marketing that music too. Market yourself on Instagram, on YouTube, and all these different places. And you have to be patient. You have to be patient, but keep on releasing more music because you don't know which one is really going to connect with an audience. So get that out there.
And when? Because things are
We've got to.
constantly trending. And
We've got to
also, I
fix
think
this sun
that's
issue.
why people have
All
a
right, we're
couple of
moving.
jobs before they really establish themselves too. So I would say get a part-time job so you make some income while you're trying to do this.
Okay.
There's a haze. Okay. There you go.
Hopefully that helps. Yes, much better.
Do you want to just switch spots?
No, I'm good.
Because I'm shorter. I can.
No, this is good. There's no more sun on my face. Okay, what else do we have?
All right. So, hey, Clint. Hey, you from New Orleans? I love New
Hey,
Orleans.
I see Tim. I see Muslin.
Moscow.
Jovi.
Sanjay and they're
Rode NT1 or NT1A? I didn't hear much of a difference. Is USB mic good enough for recording? Yes, it is if all you want to record is vocals. I've tested USB mics and they're great, but my issue is you don't leave yourself much room for expanding later. So you're just now tied into this one USB device. If you get an audio interface and start using XLR mics, you can switch out to different mics. You can add multiple instruments or microphones at one time. So I prefer going the audio interface route for now.
Okay. There's a couple of like tax questions of other countries. I think it's really hard to answer those because every country has their own rules and regulations and red tape, which we have no control over, and certain companies don't have control over, especially when those countries themselves are from different countries with their own rules. Does that make sense? So
yeah.
we
So
won't
if you
answer
have,
those.
if you do have tax questions, consult a tax person,
Yeah.
tax accountant, and a lawyer if you need to as well. You know, it's if you're starting to get a lot of plays, you're starting to earn money on this stuff, it's a really good idea to start looking into that.
Okay, so a student says, I'm a student and I can't convince my parents on music production. Can you give me, I bounced up. I'm assuming, can you give me some advice? I need to figure out how to do
Okay,
this.
I'll go all the way to the bottom. Don't stay at the top. Stay at the bottom.
But then,
So, okay, if your parents are not really into your music hobby and your music aspirations, that's okay. You kind of have to prove yourself in the beginning, right? You've got to start making music, start putting it out there. If you are trying to earn money in different ways, if you want to be a beat maker or put your stuff on BeatStars or whatever, start doing it slowly. Make sure you're focusing on what's most important. Focus on your school, focus on what other work you have to be doing. Keep that as your priority. Make your music in your free time. Use all your free time to make music and start putting things out there and show your parents that, hey, look, I'm getting a lot of views. Hey, I'm starting to make some money on BeatStars. Whatever it is, but you have to prove it to yourself. You have to prove it to others, and they'll start coming around. In the meantime, the best you can do is just focus on improving your music skills in your free time. You need to do that. We've all done that. I've been there too. I've had to be in school. I've had to be in at college and focusing on that, but I kept doing my music on the side.
yeah, and with parents, you have to like prove it just as hard, right? So you have to show them that you're responsible and you're really dedicated to what you want to do.
Yeah. Do I use Golfos on individual channels or on buses only? I'll use it on buses, but I usually just throw it on my master track after I'm done with most of the mixing. It just takes it that extra 10%. If you guys haven't checked out Golfos, you really should. It's such a great plugin. It makes everything sound just slightly better. I usually just throw it on the master track.
I had a fun question someone asked is, what's your favorite Indian food?
Oh, my favorite Indian food.
I like fun questions.
I love Indian food. Indian food is like my favorite food out there. I don't know if I could choose something.
Well, I thought your favorite was samosa chaat.
Oh yeah, I love samosa chaat. That is so. Thank you for reminding me about that.
When we go to India, there's this restaurant in Mumbai, and he literally orders 2 plates of samosa chaat.
Yes.
And every year, the waiters line up, watch him eat both plates. And every year, the same waiters are like, "Sir, you cannot have it. You cannot finish this." And he finishes it. And we all just stare and laugh at him.
Do I like onion bhaji? Of course. I like anything Indian.
I'm a great Indian.
Could I make a tutorial on how to master your songs? That's a great idea for a future video. I could do that. I do have a video about using Ozone, which I use to quickly master my songs. So I make new music every week and I release them on my videos. So I have to move really fast. So I tend not to spend too much time on mastering because my songs need to be just good enough for releasing on the videos. If you want to use something that's really quick and easy to use Isotope Ozone.
Prithvi Raj asks, what's a good setup for electric violins?
Oh, I've never played an electric violin, so I don't know about that.
What?
I've never played an electric violin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You thought I knew?
Yeah, I did.
If it's anything like an electric guitar, you probably just have an output from your electric violin that you put into an input. We do have some viewers who play electric violin, I believe, so maybe they could give you some advice.
Okay, if I'm working, Arjita, I should probably start saying names. So sorry for all those previous people I didn't shout out. I'll try to at the end, if you're still around, and I hope you're still around. If I'm working on a mashup of 2 or 3 songs, but the scale does not match, what can I do?
How are you mashing them up? Are you taking stems and then like doing a remix like that or something? If you're doing that, then you can usually pitch samples and stems that you've downloaded from somewhere. If you need to pitch them a lot, then you do lose some of the quality of the audio. If you're using straight MIDI and you're playing it, if you're on one scale on one song and you're comfortable sticking with that scale for the other song, all you need to do is put a transpose MIDI device. If you're using Ableton, there's a MIDI device called pitch, and load that pitch device on a track, and you can change the key and then complete and stick with the key that you're used to playing on. So I sometimes create a song and then I decide I want to add vocals to this, but it's not in a key that I'm comfortable with. So I go to every MIDI track, insert the pitch device, and repitch it to a key that I like.
All right. Kid Tech asks, how did you react when you got 1K?
I was extremely ecstatic. I saw it coming, so it was not like a surprise, right? So we were at 90,000, 95,000,
I think we
and
had a
slowly
countdown.
got there.
We're like, it's 999.
If you watch that video, we woke up like it was maybe like 2 or 3 in the morning. Oh, he said 1K? I thought he said 100K.
No, 1K.
Oh, when I reached 1K.
Even then we did a countdown.
Yes. Actually, when I reached 1K, I had a celebration night. I think I did a giveaway at 1K as well.
But also watch our 100K video.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
We woke up at the middle of night and we were so out of it, but we were like so excited. It was really, really like, New Year's countdown type thing. Well, not for 2020. All right. Hey, do you like Ritfits Viz? Is that something?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, are you going to do any more tutorials on the Machine Micro Mark III? I've been wanting to do one for so long, specifically on sampling and slicing, because so many people had more questions about that. I haven't got around to it, but okay, I think I just need to do it. I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it. I'll script it and I'll make a video on that. All right, who else? Have you ever thought of building a PC? I have not thought about doing that seriously. When I was creating my video about how to build a music studio for $350, one of the things I considered was building a PC instead of purchasing one, because the biggest cost in your music studio when you're starting out is going to be your computer, because you need a computer that's going to run your software. But I decided actually the cheaper route was to actually get something off of eBay, and you'll see in that video I just got a laptop off of eBay.
Okay, Franco asks, what input does a computer need to have for a basic home studio?
What input? You're fine with just USB. So unless you don't need any external sound, then you don't need any inputs. As long as you have a headphone output, then just use that. You don't need that many inputs. If you are going to use an audio interface and a MIDI keyboard, you just need USB. And even if you just have one USB, you're fine because you can get a USB hub.
All right, shout outs to people from Manila. Philippines, he wants you to do a review on Tascam's Series 102.
Okay, I'll check that out. Biodynamic DT990 versus DT770 from Adam. Adam, if you are going to be recording vocals, then you need the closed back version, which is the DT770. But for just mixing and stuff like that, I really love the 990s because they're open back and you can hear the stereo width is better.
Okay, a lot of people are asking if you can sing an Indian song, you guys. He said previously he doesn't know.
I don't speak Hindi, but you know what's interesting? I've actually sung Indian songs before a long, 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 long time
Yeah,
ago.
on a tape.
Yeah,
Where's that
back when we
tape?
were recording tapes.
Oh, it was so good,
I don't
especially
know.
like Koya Koya Chan.
Maybe
Oh,
I'll
it was
find that.
gorgeous. All right, best DAW for machine instrument users from Zios.
Best DAW for machine?
Hmm.
Well, machine has its own DAW, so you don't really need another DAW. But so if you're just straight making beats with machine, just learn how to use the machine software. You don't need another DAW. If you are trying to integrate it with another DAW, ugh, it's such a pain. I haven't found a good solution for doing that, but you can also use machine as a plugin in whatever DAW you're using. I do that with Ableton all the time. But yeah, if you're just making beats, learn the machine software.
Okay, 1 a.m. says Ritviz is an Indian EDM artist. Oh, we
Oh,
should
okay.
check
I'll
them
have to
out.
look
We're
him or
here in
her
the
up.
US, so we don't know everyone. Okay. World of Tim. How far ahead do you plan your videos, particularly reviews and tutorials?
I yeah,
Like
so I
all day, every day ahead?
you
Like,
know what you know what happens usually is a new product comes out and I try to get that video out as soon as the product announces or as soon as it releases. So I usually have to do it very quickly. So I might get the product on Monday and I have to test it and record a song with it and then release it by Sunday. So it's usually a very quick turnaround. If I do a review on something that's been out for a long time, I still typically only take about a week to create that video, do all the testing and things like that. Because every week I focus on that one video and then move on to something else.
Himanshu asks, did you ever do a ghost production? What's a ghost production?
Like a production for somebody else. Um, no, I
That'd be really
haven't.
cool.
No,
But
I've
the
never done
Indian and
that.
Guju and me would be like, you better get credit.
No, I haven't done that. But if you do try to, if you need to make money in music, that might be something that you want to try to do. Get it if you think that you're a good producer, if you like the sound that you're putting out there, and other people start to like it, hey, that's a great business to get into.
Okay, PreSonus 3.5. Did you already answer this?
I
I feel
talked
like
about
you
the
kind of did.
PreSonus studio monitor.
Versus
Somebody's
4.
asking about 3.5 versus 4.5. The bigger monitors you get, typically the more bass you get, and of course, the quality increases a bit, so a little bit more clarity and stuff. But you're just going to get more bass if you get the 4.5 versus 3.5. But that's not a huge bump in size anyway.
Andrew Reed's music asks,
Hey,
can
Andrew.
you give your tips on arranging music?
Arranging music. That's an excellent question. If you watch my videos where I've done some breakdowns, like beat breakdowns, or here's how what I did in this song and how I arranged it, you'll notice that I always have a pad that usually sits in the middle of the frequencies. I usually add kind of a lead instrument. Sometimes it's like a bell sound or a pluck sound, something like that, that sits in the higher frequencies. So those always complement each other and don't conflict with each other. Then when the bell or pluck sound is not playing is usually when my voice comes in. So then it's just the pad and my voice. Drums are always supporting the whole thing and driving the music forward. And what else do I add? And yeah, bass is complementing the whole thing as well. But the arrangement itself in a song, I mean, I do the standard that everybody else does. You get verse, chorus, and or pre-chorus and chorus, that kind of stuff. Nothing special there, but I think the arrangement of instruments is something to look into. I hear a lot of people's music that they actually share with me too. They say, "Hey, can you critique my music?" Many times I find that they add so much stuff, so many sounds, so many instruments that things start to just conflict with each other. Keep it simple. Choose bass, one bass sound, one pad sound, one lead sound, and vocals if you're putting that, and your drums. That's it.
Okay, Zubin asks, hey Zubin, I
Hey,
love his
Zubin.
song. If it's the same Zubin, I can't see the full name on Spotify. Anyway, he asks, what mic are you using for your live right now?
You're using the Apple AirPod Pros.
This should be an ad. Both of us turn at the same time.
Yeah,
It's Apple
I have the right one
in your
in. She
ear.
has the left one in. That's all. I should get a better live setup, but I just don't do these very often. So I'm using my iPhone and AirPod Pros.
Okay. I don't even know if I want to answer that question.
No, we won't answer that if you're doubting it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go
I don't
down.
like controversial questions. Like judgy questions.
Best cheap DAW, please. The best cheap DAW is Cakewalk. That's free if you're looking to spend a little bit of money. FL Studio is great. Reaper is great. Traction Waveform, that's another really nice DAW. But yeah, Cakewalk gives you a lot for free, so don't worry about having to spend money. Some people keep on waiting. It's like, well, I'm going to save up some money and get this, and then I'll start making music. Stop waiting. Just start making music with what you have.
Okay.
But that is a good question. The cheapest mixing headphones?
In between, we are getting like personal questions about us or you.
Sure, let's do some
of
those too.
Do some of those?
Yeah.
Okay. I just had to check in, with the artist. How long have you lived in India?
How long have I lived in India? I was born in India. And then my family moved to California from India when I was 3 years old. Lived in California for a while, and then moved back to India for some time. And I lived in Pune and Bangalore during that time, but it was only about 6 years. Then came back to the US, and I've been here ever since. So I've been right here for most of my life, but yeah, I was born in India.
And we got a couple questions earlier on about how we met. It's a long, like 3-hour saga of our love story. But to kind of jump off of where he lived, we figured out I was sent to boarding school. So I was born and raised here. I'm like one of 4 kids. And we were sent to India when I was 9 years old. And we figured out after that the same time he was in Pune was the same time I was there, like exact same time. And literally, he was in my backyard. I mean, as kids, okay? Like, seriously, like.
Yeah. And then we actually met back here in the US. So, yeah, but we were in India at the same time.
But it's a love story that's very scandalous. So,
what is the best synth to start on? I love the Korg Minilog XD. It's such a great synth. It's so easy to use and it sounds great. You get every type of sound in there. I really love that synth. Akai Mini or Arturia Mini Lab. If you're thinking about the new Akai MPK Mini, I'm not a huge fan. It has some nice performance features, but I do prefer the Arturia Mini Lab because it just has really, really nice keys. Oh, somebody else has studied in Pune. FL Studio is the best. Okay.
Hi, guys. It's me. I missed you. I was gone for 2 weeks.
You know what this thing is doing? It's repeating comments a lot.
Oh. Well, no, it keeps jumping back and forth. That's why I was having trouble with it.
Okay, can you explain your electric guitar recording section briefly? So I stick with the Apollo 8 by Universal Audio as my audio interface. I thought you was going to say
I stick with her.
I use my Apollo 8 by Universal Audio as my main audio interface, so I just plug in my electric guitar straight there. But I did make a video about great gear for guitarists, and one part of that video I used the IK Multimedia Axe.io interface, which is really great for guitarists. There aren't that many audio interfaces out there that are focused for guitar recording. That one is, and I was really impressed by it. So for electric guitar, if I was using the Axe by IK Multimedia, I would just plug right in there, and that goes straight into the computer and done. Positive Grid has some great plugins too. And of course, the Native Instruments guitar rig.
What is that?
Hey, Apollo Haywood, thank you for
you could do that.
Yeah, that's like a tip. We get a tip.
Thank you for all my hard work.
Maybe that was for Kyoto. We'll buy you a treat for that.
Wait, what'd they say?
The Messenger's music, so what's its name? Kyoto is a girl, and her name is Kyoto. We named her after that city in Japan.
It's like the first place where the Zen garden was discovered, created.
Yeah.
And she is far from Zen. She's like me. Like, we're like, ah! Like, we love people, and this is what we do. Interrupt.
Franco Liz asks, is the World Panda Mini a good MIDI keyboard? I actually have it, and I tried my best to get it to work with Ableton, and I had so much trouble. If you have another DAW, you might be able to make it work fine, but I had a lot of trouble with the Panda keyboard. But it's really cheap. I mean, if you're just trying to use it to play tunes, just use the key bed part of it, it worked fine. But getting the knobs to work, I had a little trouble. Okay, Rajiv says Launch Key Mark II or M Audio Code. I would say Launch Key Mark III. If you're going for the Launch Key, definitely go for the Mark III, especially if you're going for the Mini. The Launch Key Mini Mark II was really missing some features. But they improved everything with the Mark III.
Someone asked, I think it was Siddharth, that do you watch anime?
I don't. I love looking at anime, and I'm so fascinated by it whenever we go to Japan, but I don't watch it on a regular basis. But I think it's so cool. The artwork is amazing. I could just
Yeah.
stare at it for
Yeah.
ages, but I don't really focus on the story and everything like that. But
And
I
my
think it's so
siblings
cool.
are very, very into anime. Shout out to Kudrat, Nimi, and Vidi.
Okay, we answered how. Okay, what's my favorite music company? I can't use Launch Key Mark III with Ableton Live in Session View? That's not good. You should be able to. Make sure that you're going to need the latest version of Ableton because that has the setting for the Launch Key Mark III. So that may be one of the issues that you're dealing with, but it should work. Just go to the MIDI settings in Ableton preferences and you should be okay. Okay, what else we got here? What do you think of the Orba? What's your favorite music travel gadget? The Orba. So if you didn't see on Instagram, I posted a little video of me playing on the Artifon Orba, which is this ball-looking musical instrument.
I call it a fruit.
Yeah, it's kind of the size of an orange, but it was a lot of fun, and it's you can turn it and you can shake it and all sorts of interesting things to make music, and you can record. It'll loop your recording of whatever you play on it right in there. It's such an innovative little instrument. I love stuff like that because it gives you a different way of approaching music, which sometimes gets us out of the rut that we're in. So I love the Orba for that kind of thing. It's nice for traveling, especially if you just want to make some tunes while you're on the go. Yeah, it's a very cool little instrument.
What's your favorite VST? Someone keeps asking.
My favorite VST, if I have to choose an instrument plugin, I would say, if I just had to choose one, I may choose Omnisphere.
That was DJ Deep Beats.
I think Omnisphere is an amazing instrument, and the sound quality is excellent. Their presets are amazing, out of this world, and you can get so in depth with it too. I mean, you can create your own sounds basically. So Omnisphere, before I got Omnisphere, I was like, this thing can't be worth the price, and it totally was. It's totally worth the price.
Okay, I love this question. What is your biggest advantage and your biggest disadvantage as a producer? I think it's in Russian. Is that Russian?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, we can't pronounce your name. I don't know if that's Russian.
Probably not.
I don't think it's Russian.
Thai?
I don't know. Interesting.
Somebody educate us.
My biggest advantage. Okay, I'm gonna assume that you mean, what do I bring that's best, and what's the most difficult thing for me. I think what my advantage is because of this YouTube channel is that it forces me to create music regularly. So I committed to release a video once a week, at least one video. Now I'm up to two. So that means I have to create music for that video. I have to learn something new. So if you commit to doing something on a regular basis, it forces you to keep learning and to keep improving your skills. So that's my biggest advantage. My disadvantage is also very similar. Because I put out music so quickly, I rarely get the chance to finish something. And I know we all struggle with that too. And I have to create time. Sometimes I have to say, okay, I really like this piece of music I started making. Let me finish the song, and it's tough, and that's tough for us all. And I struggle with that too. But sometimes you've got to do it because you do want to put out music for your fans, for your audience. So I think it's It's difficult for me too because I can get away with not finishing songs because I'm just doing it for a short clip in a video. Uh, I need to get better.
Okay, this question brings me back to like roommate days.
Okay.
So there's a musician. They want to do electric drum kit for recording their band's drummer,
Okay.
but they don't have enough room for one in a bedroom studio. They just want to, what is it? I don't want to just toss him in front of a few MPC pads though. What can I do?
Okay. Oh, so I'm assuming that you have a drummer friend and he's probably got a full acoustic drum set, but you don't have room for it, and your alternative is to just give him an MPC and let him play on that. I don't think you have much of a choice here. I mean, if you don't have the space for it, you don't have the space. Unless you do want to go to his house, if you've got a laptop and your audio interface and a microphone, you can go to his house, record the drum track there, and then bring that recording back, and you can record the rest of your band.
Okay, thank you, Gabrielle. Ricky asks, why did you shift abroad? So how did you get to the US?
My family. Basically, I was much younger then, so when family moves, you have to move along with them when you're a kid. So that's basically why. Well, I couldn't live over there when I was 12 years old by myself.
Really?
No, but it was for job purposes mostly. But I do enjoy living in the U.S. Gives me There's a lot of opportunity here. If you put in the work, you can really do anything you want to do.
Yeah,
Put in the work.
a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
You've got quite a few questions about, do you have any qualifications from a music college?
No, I don't actually. I took music classes when I was much younger, so I'm classically trained as a pianist. So for about 15 years, I took piano lessons and formal piano training, but I don't have any music production, like formal music production training. I've learned everything myself over many years.
Any fun questions? Like, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
My favorite ice cream flavor,
Like, you want to get to know him?
I love the combination of chocolate and peanut butter. So if I do find an ice cream flavor that has a mixture of chocolate and peanut butter, that's probably the one I'll choose.
I'm probably hungry.
You want ice cream right now? It's
Yes.
like 8 o'clock in the morning.
I want ice cream all the time.
She does.
Okay. Ableton versus Logic, Jay Shiva.
Hey, Ableton versus Logic. Well, I use Ableton most of the time, so that is my preferred DAW. But I do feel like Ableton needs a better interface. I'm just getting kind of tired of the very blah interface Ableton has. Whenever I open Logic, I'm like, wow, this is so inspiring. It looks so cool. So I do use Logic every now and then. I do like it a lot. It works so well with a Mac. But yeah, Ableton is my top choice. I think Ableton has a steeper learning curve. So if you're trying to decide between learning Ableton and Logic if you're brand new, I think you might find that Logic is easier to learn. And it's cheaper.
Okay, this question is kind of for me, I think. Thank you, producer CC, for asking. How do you balance, well, first, how do you balance YouTube video editing? Every time I start reading the question, it just bounces down.
Yeah, just go all the way down so it won't do that if you're all the way at the
Yeah,
bottom.
but then how do I get the, such a good
You won't be
question
able to
because
find
it
it again now.
involved me.
It's a good
Where did I
question
find
because
it?
you were in there.
There's like a bunch of slashes in it.
Okay, here, you go ahead. All right, so what else can I tell you? Um, oh, what am I working on next? I've got a brand new pair of headphones here that I'm excited to tell you guys about. I'll probably do a video about these. These are the Austrian Audio HI High X55 headphones, and they're excellent. And so far that I've used them, I'm gonna make a video including these headphones. Austrian Audio is a really cool new company. I don't know how new they are, but I hadn't heard about them before. And then I did a video about a microphone that they make, and that microphone was really, really nice. And they make headphones too, and these are really cool looking headphones. So I'll do a mini review on these.
Okay, I'm ready. You know what? I think I'm just going to screenshot it when I see a question.
Okay.
All right. So back to how do you balance YouTube, video editing, music production, gear review, and all the other stuff you have to do with family life? And then after that, I can answer, Dorothy, at first, did you find this difficult?
Oh, okay. I'll tell you how I balance it. I don't. It cannot be balanced. It is near impossible to balance this. And I talked about this when I talked about that YouTube reward that I got and how people always say you've got to try to find balance in your life. And that is very difficult if you're trying to do something that is hard to achieve. And so I've had to sacrifice a lot of things. So time with my family, time with Dorothy, and her sacrifice in this as well, to be able to spend so much time with this. Now, if I didn't have my regular day job, I think this would be a little easier. But with that, along with YouTube, along with learning the gear and reviewing stuff and recording and editing, it takes so much time and it needs so much focus. So it's very difficult. And I would say this is almost the same as just being a musician or a producer or an artist out there. You have to put so much of your time into it that you're going to have to sacrifice other things. If you think you can just carry on with your daily life and really achieve something extraordinary as an artist or a musician, then you're going to have a reality check someday because you can't. Um, Now, there are, a few people out there that were able to do it. These are flukes. These are viral. They had a lucky viral video or a viral piece of music, but that's not the norm. You have to put in the work and be prepared to start sacrificing things. Did you want to add something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So to answer it's really hard. I mean, the thing is like the first time I heard his music was when I was 16, 17 on a tape on a stereo. So I've been a fan of his from the beginning, and I always tell him like I think it would be really difficult for anyone else who's not an actual fan and cheerleader of the things you do and of your music and your voice. Like I love like he's my favorite artist. And then Justin Bieber. Okay, like John Legend and John Mayer and all the Johns too, okay? But I think because I'm truly a fan from the start, I'm constantly um I'm constantly supporting him as a fan, but then
Aw,
also well,
that's sweet.
but also, I know what it's like to work really hard towards your dreams. I do it in my career and all the things I've wanted to do. Relationship wise, it is really hard because, and especially these days, and we just actually talked about it yesterday. I'm like, we're in the same house and you're on that side. Like, just come over and just like give me a kiss every 30 minutes or something. And like, I'm here.
Here's a question for
Like, come
you.
on.
Hey, Dorothy, do you make music?
I do make music. Have I recorded it? No. But I'm actually a lot of the inspiration behind the badass stuff that he does. Okay, no. But I do make music. I'm constantly whistling throughout the day. I'm constantly humming, singing. I love doing jingles. Like our house, I'm talking right now, but normally it would be like a sing along. So everything turns into a song and a musical. I make lots of noises, lots of tunes. I'm like I'll come up with something in my head and I'd be like sharing it with him and I'm like, okay, recreate that. I don't know if he's actually recreated it, but I'm very musical.
Yeah, I do get inspired by some of the things you're singing in the kitchen when I'm making music.
Yeah, see? And I come from a very musical, like my dad's always singing, my mom's always singing. He's played
Yeah,
lots of
her
instruments
dad's very
growing up.
musical.
Oh, very, very.
Jenna Lai says, "What is your favorite genre?" Uh, if I had to choose a favorite, if I had to choose, you're like, you can't listen to any of these other genres. You just have to choose this. I would choose pop if that really qualifies as a genre, just because that's the type of music I like to create. I like things that appeal to that are very to uh, easy to listen to and like. It's not a good way of explaining it. I think pop is pop because it appeals to a very wide audience. When I make music, I tend to make melodies that are very easy to listen to, and I think that would fit in a pop genre. But that's pop. So if I had to choose, I would choose that. But if you ask me to pick another genre, I would probably pick chill EDM kind of stuff. I really love making that type of music.
Okay. Where's all my screenshots of the questions? So someone asked, do you have a favorite DJ?
I really don't. I don't. I get a question. I get questions like, who's your favorite producer? I don't know. I would I would tell you my favorite artist before I told you favorite producer. DJs. I don't really listen to like one DJ or something in particular, but I like a lot of artists. I turn on Spotify and choose a playlist, and whatever I like in that playlist turns out to be what I like. But I don't know.
Any weird food combos that you do?
Weird food combos.
Like someone
Uh,
mentioned Nutella or
oh, okay.
who was
So
it?
I like
Max.
peanut butter and syrup. That's a great combo on toast.
But it's a weird.
And
It's
I don't know if
it's yummy.
okay. It's not that
But
weird.
he is obsessed. He has like a piece of toast with peanut butter and honey drizzled over it.
Syrup,
Oh, syrup. Sorry. Every day. Every day.
almost.
Like obsessively. What's your favorite color? The
Okay.
messenger's music.
My favorite color? Hey, red maybe. Maybe it's red.
I think it's red.
Yeah.
Red, black, gray,
I don't wear a lot of red, but
blues.
I do like red. Yeah.
My favorite color is purple and yellow
Mm.
and pretty much anything bright. Are you on a label?
No, I'm not on a label, but maybe I should start one.
He almost had one when he was younger.
No, I didn't have a label, but I was almost signed to a label.
Yes, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Gosh, he could have been a huge rock star.
Okay.
He is a huge rock star now.
I prefer the life that has happened.
I do too. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been with me. He would have been off running off with God knows who else.
Who else?
All right, what artists are you listening to at the present? DBW asks.
At the present, I don't know if there's anybody in particular. I'll give that some thought.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't listen to as much music as I should. It's a big problem that I have. It's mostly because I don't have time to. Because as soon as I sit at that desk, I'm not turning on other music. I'm creating my own music. So, what else you got?
Have you answered that question yet?
You guys are too cute.
Oh, thanks.
That wasn't a question, but
not that one. No,
I'll take it.
I actually didn't even see that. I was looking at the question right above that.
Oh, Behringer, UMC 22 or 202 HD? The 202 HD, I've actually heard from a lot of people who commented on my video about audio interfaces that they say that interface is actually really good. So if you're trying to choose that one.
Oh, hey, Cliff. Hi, thanks for joining. Okay.
Hey, Cliff.
Great question. What inspired you to start making music?
What inspired me to, okay. I started making music when I learned piano, when I was really little, and I was inspired by. I remember playing Star Wars. I really wanted to play the Star Wars theme on the piano, so I told my mom to get me the Star Wars sheet music, and my piano teacher helped me learn it. So I guess I was inspired by things I've watched and listened to. But when I started making my own music, I was really inspired by wanting to write my own songs. I would hear music and I wanted to create my own and then record my own. So I was inspired by other artists. I would say back then when I first got started, I was inspired by bands like U2 and the Beatles. And then once I started creating music, yeah, once you start recording your stuff, I mean, there's just you get to expose all that inspiration, expose everything that's inside of you to the world. It's such an amazing feeling, and that will keep inspiring you from that point on.
Okay.
I get inspired by the stuff that you guys create. Actually, when you send me your music, it's so interesting to see the angle that you take on different types of music. So I'm inspired by you all.
Okay, Lil Chato asks, on an interface, if you have settings as an input, what's the microphone that's for the microphone, but the output is for studio monitors and headphones?
Mm-hmm. What's the question?
I don't know.
On an interface, if you have settings as input for the microphone, but the output. Not sure what your question is, little
Okay,
chato.
sorry.
Which MIDI key, Rajiv asked which MIDI keyboard has the best keys. Uh, in my opinion, if you're looking at a MIDI controller, a keyboard with weighted keys is my preference because I started learning as a pianist. But if you're not a pianist, you can go for synth action keys. I think those feel really good. Once you get into synth action keys, the keyboards all start feeling very similar. Now, on the mini keyboard side, the best keys, in my opinion, right now are still the Arturia Mini Lab keys. Second best, I think, are the Native Instruments M32 keys. They are, yeah, they're tiny, but they feel just right. But so far, Arturia.
Are you gonna? Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait, let me add another one. Alesis makes really good keys too. If you want full-size keys that are not weighted, the Alesis V25 and the Alesis V49, those keys feel really good.
Are you good at math?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Pretty
he's
good.
really good at math. Like, especially when you're in a restaurant, I'm just like, I need to calculate. I need a little bit of time. I'm more into the
Calculate the tip.
food. Well, tip, no, because I usually don't calculate. I like to be like a little more generous because
Oh,
I know how much.
you just give the tip from your heart.
Yes.
Forget math. It's too difficult.
Yes. But he, for some reason, he's like, oh, this is our, that's it. Like, it takes 1 second, not even. He's really great at that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How long, Siddhartha asks, how long did Undone music and music video take for you guys?
Okay, the music took a long time. I started with that song, and I had the arrangement of the song pretty quick, but then doing the mixing took a long time. Now, this was about a year ago, and I'll tell you, my mixing, what I knew about mixing was this big as compared to what I know about it now. It's this big. It's not huge. Still, I'm still learning a lot, but I would say I would mix that a lot faster today if I was mixing Undone today. The thing that took me the longest was the mixing part. The video, uh, we had a deadline, and this is the best thing. I talked about this when I was interviewed by Tatra on his channel. Check out that video if you haven't.
And even in
Deadlines.
Ins and Outs.
Yeah,
On Mackie.
or my Mackie Ins and Outs video too, interview.
With Jamie, she's amazing.
Tater and I talked about deadlines, and I think deadlines really force you to get stuff out, and you'll be surprised at the quality you can put out without thinking you need days and weeks and months to finish a song. We recorded the music video for Undone in 1 day. I would say in half a day, just because we had a time constraint. We were in Tokyo for a few days.
Yes, I did.
We had that day to do all the recording for the Undone video, and that was it. If we got the shot, great. If we didn't get the shot, too bad. We'd have to use a different one.
And just work with whatever we had. We woke up at 3 a.m. And then it took me a while to get ready because I knew this was my one shot to get ready for the rest of the day. Hair, makeup, everything. And it was raining or it started to rain.
Yeah.
And then we were out the door at 5 a.m.
We started at 5. I planned a few locations where I thought we would shoot, and one was in the middle of Shibuya, which is kind of like the Times Square in Tokyo.
It's gorgeous.
And we went there, and I said, okay, we're going to try to do these couple shots, record it, 2 takes of me singing the entire song in Shibuya, and that was it. It had to be good enough. And I didn't have a computer there to check out, did it look good? Did every part of it? No, I didn't have the chance. We had to move to the next location. The next location was a video game arcade, and Dorothy was there pretending like she was playing video games.
I was actually playing and I was winning, by the way.
I don't think we even had yen coins to put in the machines. We were acting the entire.
Like, yes. Everyone's there like, wow, she's like killing it.
But yeah, I was like, okay, do your part. And I filmed it and just moved on to the next spot. And it just had to do it. It was good enough. I went back to the hotel, and the next morning I started editing, and it looked good. So I was happy about that. But
by the way, that was insane because we were dead. Like, I know my feet hurt, my legs hurt. We were just walking for over 15, 16 hours or so.
Yeah.
So we went to bed, and I woke up at like 6 a.m, and we had probably had like 4 hours of sleep at this point. And I'm like, what are you doing? he had the first portion of the song done, and it was insane. I was like, oh my God, I was so shocked. I was really shocked, but I didn't have the energy to be this like excited. And I was like, all right, went back to sleep.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that the footage actually looked decent enough to create the music video. But yeah, we shot that with one camera, the camera that I used all the time for my YouTube videos. And that's it, just the one camera.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't know if this question is just for him or for both of us,
Okay.
but what was your college major?
Oh, okay. My college major, my undergraduate major was in information systems management. And I did two masters. My masters are in technology management and business administration. So I have an MBA as well.
My undergraduate was, I majored in psychology and minored in social justice and criminology. And then my master's is in industrial organizational psychology as well as behavioral psychology.
So, you know what? I would say I don't really use my college learnings in my daily life that much. But I'll give you this advice. It pays the bills. So if you're in university, if you're in college, it's a good idea to stay there because it pays the bills, especially if you're a musician, if you're a producer, because uh, as in the arts, you're making money when you have the demand for it and you create that demand. It's not like it's a 9 to 5 job. You know, for some people it is. If you're an audio engineer, you could have a regular job and stuff like that. But if you're an artist, yeah, you know, it may not give you regular income. So yeah, having that college degree really helps me keep doing this because even YouTubing is not a regular income for me yet. Uh, so yeah, I mean, if you're in school, do well in school because it pays the bills.
Yeah. I think for me, it's a little bit opposite. I'm using my psych degree and my, um, I've been in the psych field for 19 years, 19 plus years. So there's no way not to use psychology and behavioral therapy in everything you do and all these different. so, oh yeah. So you have to know people. You need to be able to be empathetic, know emotions, be able to read people, and communicate in anything that you do. So my background, you can use it in anything.
Okay,
There was one
tips
of them.
for bedroom producers.
I cannot hypnotize.
What
Monis.
was there
Or
another question?
can I? Are you hypnotized right now? Just look into my eyes.
Okay. Ido has asked for studio monitor recommendations. I'm going to do a video about that for in the 5-inch studio monitor range. So I'm going to be testing the Yamaha HS5s, the PreSonus Aris E5, the JBL 305, and Atom T5V, and one other. I forgot the last one, but oh, the Mackeys. So I'm going to be testing all of those. 5-inch in the 5-inch range. I think that's a really good size for bedroom producers. So I think the most popular ones are the Yamaha HS5s. Oh, I'm going to throw in some KRKs in there as well. So I'm going to be comparing all of those speakers. But if you need an answer right now, I know a lot of people who use the Yamaha HS5s. It's a great choice.
Okay, this is such a funny question from Tim. You are stuck on an deserted island.
Okay.
Okay. You get only one call because somehow there's a phone there
Okay.
and it works.
Wow.
They didn't write all this, but I'm creating the scene. You get one call to a music company to come and save you. Who do you call? I so want to say Ghostbusters.
I
But who
get
do
it.
you call?
I have to call a music company to save me?
I guess
What are they going to do?
Are they that kind and loving?
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be that nice to me. They might be like, "Hey, we'll send you a keyboard." Which island are you stuck on?
Come on.
Which music
company would
company?
come and save you.
Are we talking about music instrument manufacturers companies? If so, I don't know which company has the most money.
Who cares about you the most?
Oh, who cares about me the most?
That they
I
would be
don't
like,
know.
"Oh, let's go save Sanjay."
They're all so nice. I don't know. I don't know which one I would
I thought
pick.
that was a funny question.
That is a hilarious question. I'm going to come up with a good answer.
Okay, let's get back to a tech. Ashish asks, I want to know which is the best mic between Rode NT1 or Lewitt LCT 440 or Aston Spirit. I'm a singer and love to produce in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Produce now, first of all.
The Aston Spirit, that looks really cool. I actually want to test that out. So I'm going to try to get the Aston Spirit to try it out. The Lewitt microphones, I've heard a lot about them. I had so many questions from people about the Lewitt microphones. I've never tried those before. So I really can't comment on the Aston and the Lewitt microphone yet. I have had the Rode NT1 microphone. I liked it. I didn't love it. It has some high-end sparkle, which is very difficult to deal with. But for many people's voices, it sounds good. But as soon as I tried other microphones, even the Akai, not Akai, AKG P220 microphone, I love that microphone. It sounds so good. And I didn't feel like it had the same issues that the Rode microphone does. But a lot of people love that Rode NT1 and it sounds great on their vocals. So if it works for you, it works. Don't forget to also look at the Shure SM7B. That is a phenomenal microphone and it works really well if you want to bring in some more of the low end in your voice. For me, I try to remove some of the, I have to remove some of the low end when I sing. But if you need a little bit more thickness in your voice, the Shure SM7B is an amazing microphone.
All right, someone's asking.
We're almost done here.
Are we?
Yeah, we're almost done.
Maybe like 10 more minutes.
We'll do 5 more minutes.
Oh, 10 more. All right. Where'd it go? I just had it. Oh, a lot of people are saying Native Instruments.
Oh, would Native Instruments save me? I hope. Native Instruments, would you do it?
Would you say?
Would you, I don't know, send a plane or a boat? Plane preferably. I don't want to be waiting there for too long.
Do you like scoring, or would you score for a film?
Oh, I love creating scores for films. I did this like couple of weekends ago. I took a scene from a movie. I just downloaded a very short scene from the movie. What was it called? What's that movie with the drummer? Whiplash.
Whiplash. Oh.
So there was a scene from Whiplash on YouTube where somebody removed the score. So it just still had the dialogue. So I downloaded that and I just practiced scoring to that little clip, and it was a lot of fun because you can create different moods with the music score depending on which direction you go. You can make it sound mysterious. You can make it sound romantic. You can make it sound like an action scene. So it's so much fun to do it. I absolutely love doing it. If I could make a career out of scoring for films, I would do that.
Oh my God, look. Thank you so much, Ren Mom Renaissance.
Hey,
that
Ren
is
Mom
like
Renaissance.
insanely generous. That
Thank
is so,
you.
so kind.
I hope you find a question from Ren Mom Renaissance and we can answer it.
Oh, that's so nice. Sanjay, can you please upload a clip of yourself on YouTube, maybe a second channel of you recommending one of your favorite interfaces? I don't know if we need to.
I already posted
a channel.
I already posted a YouTube video about audio interfaces.
Are you not watching
under
his videos?
$100. Well, it was around $100, and I think one of them in there was below
$100. Technical question from Neon Kolos. Will the Focusrite Scarlett Solo work with a Behringer XM 8500 cardioid dynamic microphone? I feel like I'm always speaking a different language when I'm like.
I don't have that microphone, but the Focusrite interfaces will work with any condenser microphone that needs phantom power because I believe all the Focusrite interfaces have phantom power. And the Solo does, so you should be fine.
All those questions about him being Indian. Yes, he is Indian. Indian descent and Indian.
Here, you want me to find some?
Yeah.
You gotta go all the way to the bottom. Do I know A.R. Rahman? Absolutely. A.R. Rahman is a legendary producer.
Yes. I would love to meet him one day.
He is otherworldly.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
That's good.
I've been inspired by him myself. Yeah. Video on the best DAW. I would love to do a video. So that's from Phoenix. Phoenix, I would love to do a video on the best DAW out there because I think it's difficult to choose. But that means that I have to learn some of these DAWs a little bit at least to be able to give a recommendation on what is good, what DAW is good for different types of people. So I'm planning that. I've already started taking notes on different DAWs, FL, Logic, and Ableton. If you need an answer right now, I would have to say Ableton just because I love Ableton and I use it all the time. It allows you to approach your music in two different ways. One by looping ideas, and you could totally perform with the looping features in Ableton. So if you're a performer, it's a great thing to have. If you're a songwriter, you can use the arrangement view and just arrange your music in a timeline, the more traditional way. So you have the choice of approaching your music in different ways. I love that about Ableton.
By the way, we did answer Ren Mom's question.
Oh, good.
Of the college major. So thank you for
awesome.
that. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Where was it?
I already talked about that.
Okay. Maybe
what instruments do I play? I play the keyboards. That's my primary instrument. And you got a next question? Ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
The piano and keyboard is my primary instrument. I do play guitar a little bit. I'm not great at guitar, but I know enough to get by. And I play drums every now and then. I'm not that good of a drummer, but I just like picking up any instrument and playing. I had this electronic drum set in my studio for years. I just didn't play it enough, but it was just so much fun to play. It was the Roland, what's their really cheap Roland compact but full electronic drum set. I had that one, and it's so much fun.
What is this?
Spark amp was the best suggestion. Oh, did you get one, Sam? Hey, did you get one of the Spark amp by the Positive Grid That thing is amazing. I had so much fun playing it too. I hope you actually got one. A lot of people are saying they're ordering them, but there's, I don't know, a delay or they haven't started shipping. And they got so many orders for that amp. And it's a really good practice amp / travel amp. Really great product. Works with your phone, with your iPhone or Android.
I'm getting the same questions over and over.
Yeah, that's cool. Which company sponsored me first? From Focus Gaming. The company, they didn't really sponsor me, so I don't really get sponsored that much. Or I get requests for companies to sponsor. I get companies saying that they will sponsor me, but I tend not to do that, especially if I'm talking about their product in that video. So a company may sponsor me, like let's say, what's a good example? With Video Bolt, right? I did a little ad for Video Bolt in one of my news reports. So they sponsored that news report, but that news report was not centered around Video Bolt. So it was centered around other music tools and gear and production stuff. So I typically get those. I particularly like to choose those types of sponsorship opportunities because it doesn't then bias my review or me talking about the gear in the video. So, but the first ever that I've ever done was from Roly. Okay. Okay, we're gonna start.
Your watch.
Oh, my watch. Okay. So the first one I ever had was by Roly because I actually did a tutorial for them for their channels and their website and stuff like that. So that was the first one I did. That was a tutorial thing, not a review.
Okay, hey Joyson. Wanted to shout out.
Hey.
Someone was really sweet. I wish I could go back to it, but they said keep making the videos you love.
Aw, thank you.
Thanks so much.
I'm gonna keep doing that. And you know what? A lot of you love the news reports. I love doing them because it really keeps me on top of what's happening in the music gear world. So before I'd miss these announcements and stuff, but now because I'm making those videos, I actually go and look for what's the latest happening from these different companies, what's the latest gear that just came out. Who did Native Instruments, update one of their instruments or something like that, and it allows me to share that information with you guys, and of course the free stuff as well. I love doing those videos.
Okay, Unstoppable Rehan asks, if you were stuck in a very, very, very small room for 24 hours and you could choose one singer for entertaining, who would it be? Who would entertain you?
How small is the room? Wow. Why does it have to be a very, very small room?
Because you're stuck with them, and
because I'm really up close and they're like singing or performing like in my face.
I would say Dorothy. Wouldn't you want me to be like right here singing
If it has to be
you
somebody
and
that close,
entertaining
then
you?
yeah, I think it'll have to be Dorothy.
Like this close?
Yeah, maybe. There's somebody else. You know who I've really wanted to watch perform live? Sade.
Oh my God.
Many of you might not know who Sade is, but
Yeah.
I've been dying to go to a concert by Sade.
Oh, thanks, Daryl. He said you're a lucky guy having her support you. See?
I know. I am. I definitely
People,
know that.
please remind him how lucky he is. Okay. How do you control input DAW mix without specific knob for it?
Oh, you can sometimes do this in the software. So if you have an interface from a company that doesn't give you the input DAW mix knob, then you can usually do it in the software. Not everyone allows you to do that. Sometimes they give you your DAW mix in one ear and your input mix in your input in the other. So I don't know. It depends on the DAW. It depends on the audio interface.
Okay, and who is your? What is? Oh, do you have a favorite music venue?
That's from, who's that from?
Cliff.
Oh, Clifford Podar. Thank you for the question. Yes, my favorite music venue is the 930 Club in Washington, D.C., because it has excellent sound. It's small enough. It's small enough that you get to be up close with the bands that are performing, and absolutely the best music venue for watching live performances. So I think we're about to close up now.
Do you want to do quick like shout outs? Like just go down the list and just.
Sure. Let's shout. Who do you have?
How do I go back to you guys? Maybe you should do a tutorial.
You want to do shout outs, but you're like, how do I find people to shout out?
We need to do a tutorial for me on how to use YouTube Live /chat/multitask.
Hey,
my dog needs to
here's what we need. Here's what you guys could do. You can leave a comment below. That is important because that helps sending. YouTube looks at those to send these videos to other people so they can watch it if they missed it, because a lot of people are in different time zones. So hopefully they get a chance to watch this. If you have questions about the stuff that we've talked about here, you can also leave them in the comments below and I'll take a look later and I can answer some of those for you. And what else?
I just want to say thank you guys so much for being so engaging, supporting him. He works so hard, and it's nice to have a community that is just so positive, supportive of each other. I look through your comments too, because we're a team here. And I look at how you support each other on the chats and the comments and lift each other up, and it usually has nothing to do with him. So that's the kind of community we want to create, is an inclusive community all over the world where it's kind, it's positive, and you're just sharing information. So thank you so much for that. And I'm so proud of him where he's come, and he works so hard, and I really appreciate everything you do for us and for other people.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you too.
Thank you.
Well, you guys keep making the music you love, and thank you for joining this chat and for your excellent questions. And we will see you.
Well, also, in the comments below, let us know if you want us to do more of these, because we haven't done this in a long time. So let us know.
Okay, that's it. Keep making the music you love, and we will see you again on Saturday. Take care, guys.